Hey everybody, Bill Newton is bringing you Mindset Monday today. Hey, so you may have realized if you watch Mindset Monday, you are a regular watcher, and if you are, thank you for that I am much later today. Usually I do this live on Monday mornings at 9 o'clock Eastern time, and it's almost 11 o'clock Eastern time. And the reason uh, that is because this morning I woke up and looking at my email. And long story short, someone had hacked into my Facebook account. Now, people have had that happen, and I get it. But with mine is that I also have an ads manager account, which is that because I run Facebook ads for my coaching business. Inside of there is a credit card. And what happens when someone hacks into your Facebook account, if you have an ads manager account, they now have access to your ads manager, and they can get in. And I got totally locked out. Could not get in. And if you've ever been hacked before, you know this. There's no way you can just pick up the phone or contact anyone at Facebook, unfortunately. So what did I do is there was a sense of small panic this morning of looking at this and kind of going, oh my gosh. So the first thing that I did was I canceled the credit card that my ads manager account runs on, just because of not having someone having access to that credit card information was first and foremost. And then I started, like everyone else does, I get on Google and I start researching and going to Facebook and doing all these things. And it was almost overwhelming at times of all of the things that it said to try wouldn't work, all of these. And so what I did was I ended up reaching out to a good friend of mine, Phil Kasich. So shout out to Phil if you're watching. Got on, and Phil's like, yeah, let's jump on. So we jumped on a virtual call, and anyhow, shared screens and spent over an hour and a half trying to figure this out, to be able to make this work, to get that account back, if it was even possible. And what I noticed is that they had already created another account, which is another thing. I put a post on in my Facebook. If you get a friend request from me that doesn't come from the profile that you see this video coming from right now with my picture on it, now they may end up scraping my pictures and putting those on Facebook. But I'm right now not sending out any friend requests. So if you start getting friend requests from me, then it's more than likely going to be the hacked account that whoever did this that created. And so don't accept a friend request from me unless go to this profile. You'll see that it's obviously years and years of content and all of the things. The issue is that we know that basically is that you can copy content off of people's Facebook pages. So they could actually duplicate my page and probably make it look exactly like the one that I'm sending this from. And so, which is unfortunate, but there's bad people and evil in the world. So that happens. And so the point of all of this today is relationships. You hear me talk about relationships all the time. It's basically the thing is having people in your life. And this is why we get connected and we have those relationships. And the relationship that I have with Phil, because to go and hire someone, that was no telling what that would have cost me and us to be able to do that. And he didn't do it for money. He did it because of the relationship that him and I have. I know, and he's super busy, and it's a Monday morning. And so I know that he didn't say it, but I know he set aside things to this morning so he could help me solve this problem. And it goes back, why? It goes back to because of the relationship that we have, because we're friends. And he's not doing it because I was paying him to do it. He's doing it because of that friendship. And there's where the power of relationships come into, is looking in your world. And I look at my world and it's like, hey, am I being a good friend? To have a friend, you got to be a friend, and to build those relationships. And it's not, we build them because we want something out of that person. It just so happened today that I had someone in my back pocket that I could call. And at least if he couldn't help me, probably could direct me to somebody that probably could. But we were able to figure it out. And so for that, I am super grateful, because that's the stress level. If anyone knows, it's been hacked, and with Ads Manager and all the things, right? So relationships. They are the key. We were designed, I believe that we were designed to be obviously in relationship with other people. And so if you've got relationships that maybe fractured in your world, is either can those be redeemed? Can those be, brought back? And then what relationships maybe do you gotta maybe you're going deeper on, where you're like, I've been not maybe been, a great friend, or maybe it's a family member. So is looking at those relationships, because they are so powerful. Not just because when you get your Facebook account hacked, I'm just using that as an example, because it taught me that the key piece of this is that when you have a network, when you have a relationship you have with a lot of different people, and then everybody's got different expertise, and there may be a time, someone needs something that I can do, that, to be able to help, and they do it. We step into that because of the relationship, because we care. Somebody off the street reaches out to Phil. He's probably not spending, an hour and a half, almost 2 hours of his Monday morning helping them. Knowing him, though, he probably would, because he's awesome. And so that's what I've got today. It was on me today. It was actually not what I was going to talk about, but I felt like it was important to talk about, because of it can happen. Things happen so quickly in our lives. And again, in a scheme of life, I get it. This is minor, getting it hacked and some inconvenience and all of those other things. And sometimes it's when you maybe get, a diagnosis or something that is more severe than what than a hacked Facebook account or ads manager, account. And it's having those right people, those people in your world that you can depend on, that are going to be there for you in it. And that's what those true friendships and those true relationships are. Those are the things that get you through when you're on the struggle bus, and when you're not thinking clearly. It's like, how do I fix this? I want to fix it now, fix it now, fix it now. And you may not have that ability to do it, but it's through those relationships that somebody else can come alongside you, like this morning for me with Phil, to be able to, not being he wasn't in it where I was in it. I'm just thinking of okay, what do I got to do? What do I got to fix this and do this? And he's just like, he can look at it from the outside of this and going, okay, what's a logical step? What can we do? Let's keep moving this forward. And like I said, obviously we were able to do it. With a huge big part of him, obviously, being the main part of why I'm doing a Facebook live this morning, why I'm doing Mindset Monday, though a little bit late, is because of that relationship that him and I have. And so that's what I've got for you this morning. Relationships, they matter, they count. Make sure that you are being the friend that you want others to be the friend to, because that's where ultimately that it starts. So, hey, have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and I will see everybody back here next month.